Sonnies! We have been talking about the St. Augustine Film Festival for a couple months now, and I'm really pumped for you guys to meet my great friend, Gregory Von House. She's here, Executive Director. Greg, welcome to the show. Welcome to Sunny TV. First time.
First time, I'm a newbie.
I'm so excited to dive into this. For people that haven't been watching us, maybe this is their first time watching us today, can you talk a little bit about the St. Augustine Film Festival?
Sure, absolutely. This is our 16th year. It started out when Dr. Abar, the president of Flagler, came to me. We had just moved to town from Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
My wife and I have been running the Fort Lauderdale Film Festival, and we continued to run it, but we moved up here to get out of South Florida.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah. And Dr. Abar said, heard about us being in town, and he approached us, said, how would you like to create a film festival here on the college? And we actually didn't want to do it because that was one of the reasons we were running away from Fort Lauderdale. We wanted some downtime, but it sounded like an interesting thing. I could do like 3 or 4 films over a weekend.
Cool, yeah.
And but the first year we called it the Flagler College Film Festival, and almost nobody came.
Oh, no.
Over 3 days, we had like 1,500 people. And so I went to him and I said, you know, I think people think that we're a college film festival.
True, yes.
When we weren't, we were international. I said, would you mind if we change it to St. Augustine? He said, no problem. Bang, we went off like gangbusters. And from that moment, it's just been climbing ever since. And it's, you know, I think it's a really good festival, but I also think it fills a void here in St. Augustine because there isn't a lot of cinema, especially with the demise of the Corazon, which is so sad.
I know, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we fill that little niche, you know, and so I feel really good about it. It's
well, you
16
guys have
years.
brought some extraordinary celebrities over time, too, here.
Yes, Mary Stuart Masterson,
God, she
Karen
was
Allen, who's
amazing.
back again this time for her 4th or 5th time.
And she's doing a film eventually here in St. Augustine, too, which is pretty amazing. Renee already spilled his beans a little bit on that
Yeah,
one. But it's
yeah.
pretty amazing, though.
And that film is adapted from a play, and it's written set in St. Augustine.
I love it.
It's really terrific.
She's an extraordinary lady.
Yeah, she is. She's terrific and really down to earth and genuine and sincere. I love her to death. So, but yeah, a lot of people, Giancarlo Esposito, on and on and on. A lot of celebrities have come. We're really focused on international films.
Okay.
We do show American indies. And but I think our strength is the international market where they would no way come here.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to play epic.
I saw a really great interview that you guys did on the red carpet with Len Weeks, talking about the sister cities of Avila, Spain, and doing a little bit of Spanish culture with some of these films, too, this year.
Right, and it just so happens that, so we did 4 films that the country of Spain gave us through their cultural embassy, and we partnered with sister cities. And that was kind of a neat way to introduce new people to the festival because it was free films all day long. And it just happens to turn out that we are really heavy in Spanish and French and Italian film this year.
Oh, great.
And
Those are our people.
Yeah. Let my people come.
So now,
I know, I love it.
let me ask you this. If you had to pick, now this is going to be tricky for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick one of these films that is like that your heart is
Like
just
the marquee
with that
one, yeah.
film, like what would that be?
13 jours, 13 nuits.
Okay.
It is.
It's my lucky number.
Yeah.
13.
It's a true story. We're going to play it. First of all, it's a French film. We play it on Friday at 6:30 p.m. in Lewis Auditorium. And it's based on a novel by a French captain. It takes place in Afghanistan. The Americans have just announced that they're withdrawing. All hell breaks loose in the thing. I do not know how they shot this film.
Oh my
It
God.
is, you are on the edge of your seat. It's
My heart is like stopping right now.
Oh my God. I'm just
I'm
like,
so ready for this one.
yeah, I'm like this watching the thing. Oh, Sitting back.
But that's when you know it's a good film.
Right,
When your
absolutely.
body goes through the motion, right?
Exactly. Like when it's like one of those movies where, like scary movies, for instance.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting on the couch, I pull my feet up because I'm afraid I'm going to get sucked under the couch. It's like you feel like you're part of it.
Yeah,
You know?
and me, this homie, he don't
This
do
homie?
scary. I don't do scary movies because I get scared. But this is because it's a true story, and it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
And everybody, it's basically a war film, but it's a story of perseverance, of intrigue, and of history. And so I highly recommend it. That would be the one.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
One of the ones that we've been talking about, it's all over town, is the Book of Freedom, The Confessions of Francisco Menendez.
Yes.
Which this is a Flagler College documentary. Am I saying that right?
Yes, they do a documentary. They also do a docudrama where they, they have people portraying, and they kind of flesh out. Like the Book of Confessions is like a scrapbook about what has happened during that time that he keeps, and it's their way of presenting the story. Him going back through the scrapbook and telling the story.
And we know the story of Fort Mose, where
Yeah.
it was basically freedom for slavery. So that kind of like dives into that story, right?
Absolutely. They go hand in hand. It'll be a powerful 1-2 punch. And it's also good for us to look back and not ignore what has happened, how far we've come,
Absolutely.
how far we're going backwards, which is really sad. And maybe it'll enlighten people to think, why are we taking steps backward right
Correct.
now?
And how can we see, take the stories of the past and inspire us to keep going forward?
Right.
Now, for a first time, I've never been to the St. Augustine Film Festival, and I'm
Okay.
sure some of our Sunnies may not have either. What is a good first time, like if you could give 3 tips for, I don't know why 3s are my number today.
It's okay.
If you could give 3 tips for a first time film festival goer for St. Augustine Film Festival, what would they be?
There's on Thursday at 2 o'clock at Lewis, followed at 4 o'clock at Lewis, there is a 2 films. It's the original and then a sequel. It's called Adventures Italian Style, and then Adventures Italian Style Reloaded.
Okay.
And it's about 3 20-something Italian kids that are friends, and they decide to go on a jaunt through Eastern Europe. In their first one, the Iron Curtain has just fallen. It's 1989. And they're going through, and they're just, like, c'est la vie, and having fun and thinking everything's going to be, easygoing. It's a comedy, and it's also an intriguing story, becomes with political ramifications, and darkness invades it. But the kids are so lovable. They're naive. They're jocular. They're just like 3 chums having a blast. And so those 2, let's count that as 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because you see the revolution in these 2 films. There's a film on a Sunday at 2 o'clock in Lewis called Olmo. And it is it takes place in New Jersey, but they're
Okay.
Mexican immigrants that have immigrated to this little community.
Amazing.
And it's a coming-of-age story, kind of like, these young teenagers trying to fit in with the society.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it is just...
And their culture versus the U.S. culture.
Oh, it's just...
Oh my goodness, I
it's
can
one-
only imagine.
It's one of those things that you just, it's a treasure, and it's so funny. I could have called it Olmo y Miguel, because Olmo's the lead character, and his sidekick is his best friend, Miguel.
It's kind of like us.
And yes,
It is perfect.
and they are just so lovable. It's really knockdown funny, too. So I would include that.
That sounds great. And that's Sunday, right?
That is Sunday.
Okay.
And then, of course, Ben McKenzie's film.
Right. That's the guy from the OC.
Yeah, that's my boyfriend.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I
All
let
of them
him
are
know
like
that.
fangirling over Ben coming
Oh my
to
God,
town.
can
yeah.
you set me up a meet and
They
greet?
are like so excited.
Can you do that for me?
I can absolutely do that.
Shut
You're gonna
the
go.
front door. Oh my God, I hope his wife doesn't get upset. Jim, I hate to tell you, I'm going on a date.
You've got to come, and I'll make sure that you get introduced and get some one-on-one time.
Oh my God.
But this is his directorial debut. Am I saying that right?
Well, it is maybe in film. He directed some episodes of Gotham and Southland.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And he did some screenwriting on those as well. So he wrote this documentary. It's all about cryptocurrency.
Oh.
And it's really fascinating. He like interviews Sam Bankman-Fried about a week before the feds throw him in the slammer, before all
way.
the
I feel like
feces
I've
hit the
seen
fan.
this.
No,
You
no,
have
not
not
yet.
seen this.
You have not
No, I
seen
haven't
it.
seen
You
it
have
yet.
not-
But
you've heard the
he was-
story, but not seen it.
But he was interviewed on 60 Minutes.
Maybe
and all
that's
these
what it
things.
is.
So you
Okay.
probably saw snippets on all
Yes.
the different news shows and lawyer shows. And so, as interesting as that may sound, it's also hysterically funny because
Okay.
he's got a really great sense of humor.
It's like a dark sense of humor, right?
Yeah,
I
and-
love that.
and a very matter-of-fact sense of humor too. So it's charming in that way. So that would be good. You'd have these Italian films, this American Mexican film, and then you'd have a documentary. So that would, going back to your book of three over there, I would say that those would be the ones off the top of my head that I would go for.
That's amazing.
He also brought us this, Mr. Gregory was kind enough to bring us this book that shows everything.
Yeah. Like a
And look-
playbill.
Look, they used David and I on the cover. I don't know if you could see that.
But I really want to keep going with this because there's so many really cool movies. The Count of Monte Cristo. Am I saying that right? Like, I
Yeah.
thought I saw that on the lineup, right?
Yeah, that plays 9:45 Saturday morning in the Virginia Room, which is the second floor of the student center.
Okay.
And it is the most opulent. If you've ever read it or seen it, this is
Yeah.
the most opulent production ever. It opens up with this shipwreck in the middle of these stormy seas, and it is just breathtaking how they shot it. And swashbuckling, with sword
Right,
fights
right.
and
We know that from Captain
I
Mayhem.
was about to say it's Captain Mayhem. I was just flipping through this, and there's this film called Salt.
yes,
This sounds hilarious.
yeah, and the gentleman that wrote it and produced it and stars in it will be here. That is on 10 o'clock on Friday morning at Lewis. And at 9:15, we're doing a coffee and pastries.
Pastries.
For
I'm there.
anybody that comes to the movies. And there's three. There's Salt, which is a short comedy. There's also Lorraine Portman's film, which I think you're going to hear about later. And so she'll be there as well. And then there is a documentary called Legacy Lives Here about Hazel Henderson. Who has roots here in St.
Yeah.
Augustine. So those three short films will go together at 10 o'clock on Friday at Lewis.
So Mel, one of the things that I really love about this film festival is that you watch the movie, and a lot of them they have a Q&A session afterwards, so that you can really dive into like some of the stories you meet. It depending on who's here, is it the director, or some of the
Right.
actors? I think that that's an extraordinary. Do all film festivals have these Q&A sessions?
Most of them do, but what makes ours a little bit different is we're really make our celebrities or even just our filmmakers, even the filmmakers that you've never heard of, but you probably will in the future, accessible to the public. So after they do their Q&A, they go into the lobby. People can talk with them one-on-one, get pictures in front of the red carpet on the step and repeat.
I think that's so great because in the world we live in today, oftentimes like
You don't
directors
get
and
a chance to.
actors and actresses, they're so far off, and it's like no.
Yeah.
And this is a really cool way for our town, for
Exactly.
Hollywood to come to our town, which is so fun.
And it's great for the filmmakers too, because they, even with everybody trying to be as polite as they can, occasionally people will not like something about a film or see a bit. Well, those things come out. They may not be overt, but that's what the filmmaker comes to these festivals
They
for.
get the feedback.
Yeah, they don't. Of course, they want to hear all great things.
Sure.
But if there is something lacking or something that didn't work and they didn't understand it or whatever, this is a time for them to have their ears open. It's a very safe atmosphere. because it's almost like a laboratory for them. They can hear these things and then go back and regroove the film. Say, okay, man, if I cut this out or if I spend some more time on this sequence, and it helps them before their films get released while they're looking for distribution.
Reminds me a lot of Kurt St. Thomas. Remember when he debuted? That was amazing. And still going. I still see him going to different film festivals. What an incredible human being.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons why I'm sad that we've lost him here.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
He's still alive, yeah. He just moved away.
He moved away.
To Louisiana, I believe.
Yeah.
But another one that everyone's swooning over is Tiago's film, right? Is he Brazilian? Am I saying this right?
He's Brazilian. So it's a
Listen to
life
this.
story about this guy who grew up in the ghettos of Rio doing breakdancing on the streets and just being kind of one of these kids having fun. But he meets this teacher of ballet and becomes, intrigued by it. And all of his friends are thinking, what are you doing, going. And he becomes this international ballet star that goes off and is the lead dancer for the London Ballet.
Oh, my God.
And goes around the world. So we're flying him in from Rio. And he'll talk about the film, his life, and all that. And maybe we'll put on a pair of tights and do a jump. I don't know.
Hello.
Oh, my God. Is that your dream?
I think so. Extraordinary story.
Oh, it is.
And for you to be able to get it, to fly him in, for us to be able to talk to him, that's extraordinary.
And touch him. You could be like, oh my God, I'm going to hug you.
I don't know. You might have to pay extra.
Well, the other thing, he was supposed to come in 2 days earlier. He got a film, and he's going to come in on Friday, show his film on Saturday,
and then he leaves?
And leaves on Sunday.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
he's flying from Rio de Janeiro.
How long is that flight?
He's
Long
like
time.
19 hours or something because he has to fly up to
Atlanta
and get back down.
You got to
and
go
all-
around the.
Yeah. So that's really
dedication.
Yeah, because he could have just blown us off.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. Now, when is his film again? Saturday, you said?
His Saturday at 2 p.m. I want to say.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
that's right.
Wow. So all of these
Yes.
incredible films. Is there any others that you want to highlight before we get into how people can buy tickets?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a film today. Are we live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
we're recorded, but you're good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, whatever. Let me move into tomorrow. Today at 4:30, there's a film at Lewis called 8, and it takes place during the Spanish Revolution with Franco and all this stuff, and it follows these two people that were born in the same village, a man and a woman, and follows them for 8 decades.
Oh, wow.
And as their paths converge and they meet each other, but they were born minutes apart. And it's by Julio Medem, who's one of Spain's preeminent director. He is just brilliant. And this one, you have to listen to and watch, but it's just a stunningly beautiful film. So
How do you find time to see all these films? I've got to ask you that. You see a ton of films a year.
Yeah, we do, especially when you think about all the ones that don't make it here.
Yeah.
Well, it's what we do, so and luckily Bonnie and I really enjoy watching films.
Yeah.
And even some of the ones that we don't select. Shouldn't say don't like, because there are a lot of films that I personally like, but I don't know if our audience would connect with them.
Well, it's sort of like a DJ. You're kind of curating a festival so that it kind of
Perfect.
merchandises together.
Right.
For better, lack of a
yeah,
better term.
and it's not. This sounds silly, but it's not about what I like. It's what I think the people here will like.
Nice.
And we've been fairly successful in that.
Extremely, yeah.
Every once in a while, you strike out, but I think our batting average is pretty high, and the public likes us. So, anyway, yeah, it's a fun, unique, challenging job. Oh, let me give you, for instance, about the challenges. So, we have to pay for a lot of the rights for the European films, and so by the time they get selected and they invoice us, all of a sudden it's December. Well, you know how things slow down in December here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Europe, they've virtually December 2nd. Well, it's Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, I'm taking a break, yeah.
Yeah, getting their attention. So a lot of times we don't get the films sent to us in time, like the ones that we had from for the Spanish embassy. And we get them the day we show them. They have to be downloaded. We have to get a key, computer code to
goodness.
show. It's
Right, and it's always down to the
Yeah.
wire every single
Right,
time.
yeah.
Speaking of really cool things that are happening also, and I want to make sure we get this in, is Karen Allen is presenting an award, a legendary award, right?
Oh yeah, to her friend Christy Zia, and Christy is a production designer, costume designer,
Oh,
producer.
awesome.
She did films like Silence of the Lambs,
Oh, wow.
As Good as It Gets. I mean, Manchurian Candidate,
All the
big
things.
movies, Goodfellas.
As Good as It Gets is so good. Remember the
Goodfellas?
dog Verdell? Remember
Yes.
that dog? Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, that is so cool.
And she even has a part in As Good as It Gets. So and so she, and her bio is in here, and she's getting the Lifetime Achievement Award, and so. We had to cram it onto a whole page.
Look
There's
at that.
So many films
Yeah.
that Christy has done. In fact, she's supposed to come in earlier, but she's working on the new J-Lo movie.
Okay.
And she's doing the production design for that.
Very nice.
Yeah. So anyway, what was I going to say about her? Oh yeah. So it's noon on Saturday
Okay.
at Lewis Auditorium, and it's free.
Okay.
And Karen Allen, if you want to meet Karen Allen, I can guarantee you she'll be there. She's going to introduce her friend Christy. She's going to show clips from Christy's career. Then the two of them will have a conversation on stage, ending with a Q&A with the audience where you get to ask Christy questions and with Karen moderating.
Wow. Could you imagine asking her questions of all of those different films?
Do you really want me to ask her questions? 'Cause
Yeah, I
I'd be
think-
like, girl, you want to play a rapid fire round?
We definitely have to make this on
I
it's
know.
noon
Oh
on
my God.
Saturday. That is amazing. I love
Yeah.
that. So where can people get tickets? Where can people really participate into the film festival?
Well, they can come to our box office if they want to and get them right at the door.
Cool.
And that would be at either of our theaters. We're at Lewis Auditorium exclusively now through Friday.
Okay.
Then on Saturday, we're at Lewis, Gamache Koger Theater, and the Virginia Room.
Okay.
And then on Sunday,
Oh my
we're
goodness.
at Lewis and Gamache.
Got it.
Okay. Perfect.
I think
You got
we've
it.
made that as
Yeah.
complicated as we could do it. We were
But
successful.
it's all right there.
It's all right there.
Around Flagler College,
Yeah,
essentially.
you're right. You can just walk to everything in about 3 minutes. And so you can do that. You can get your tickets right at the door, or you can go to our website, staugfilmfest.com.
Extraordinary.
So that's staugfilmfest.com.
Extraordinary Film Fest, Sonnies. Everybody needs to rally this weekend. This is amazing to have this in our town. Greg, thank you so much for coming by our studio.
I love it.
So
Oh my God,
special.
Thank you so much. And we will be hearing more. I can't wait to see which one we are gonna pick.
I know. We're definitely going to go to a bunch of
Yes,
these. This is really
absolutely.
super exciting. But let's take a quick break with Maritime Creative and Flashes and Brilliance.